World of Warcraft. Now, all of us have heard about it, most of us have played it. Now, we all know that the leveling experience in World of Warcraft retail is not the best, and people have been looking for different challenges while leveling in order to make the experience more fun to play. And you can find a lot more of those in wowchallenges.com. Now, one challenge I haven't seen done before is playing World of Warcraft with a blindfold, and you guys will see why during the video. Now, in order to start the challenge, we're gonna need some help from add-ons. Now, I found this Reddit user called Blindly Playing Games. Now, he made this huge guide on how to play World of Warcraft blind. I'll leave a link down below so you guys can check it out. Now, obviously, there are about 24 add-ons that he listed over here, but I'm not gonna go and install all 24 of them because some of them are actually for end game, and I'm not gonna need that. Now, I picked a low population server because I didn't want to hear other players. It was just gonna be a distraction that I didn't need it. As far as character creation goes, I'll be going with the human race, and I'll be picking the warrior class. Now, the plan for this video is pretty simple. To start from Northshire, see if we can complete a few quests, and eventually end up in Goldshire. Now, I went ahead, installed the add-ons, I made sure everything is correct, and also I wanted to do a few test runs just to make sure everything is working properly. As you can see, I'll be wearing a blindfold, and also I'll have this towel on top of my head just so you guys can see that I'm not cheating. Now, I tried to play with it for a few minutes and I found out that I can't breathe, so that's why I rolled it like that, just so I can breathe, but still I can't see anything. Obviously, I had a few fails. I had to make another character, start again, and on this part of the clip I actually moved my mouse by mistake on the other screen, and I moved my recording screen by accident. Now, this is where the adventure begins. As you guys can see, I'm pretty much struggling to accept the quest. I don't know where my mouse is, but eventually I figured out that when you press escape, the quest is gonna automatically accept. Now, somehow I got to the forest where the wargs are, but for some reason I couldn't even hear them from all the NPCs fighting, and I was just getting confused left and right. But here you guys can see that I actually got lucky and I got a few hits. Here I'm still trying to orient myself, and I was looking for the audio cues to tell me if my enemy was in front of me or behind me, on my left side or my right side, but again, I don't think World of Warcraft has that, so I couldn't find out. So I abandoned the whole warrior idea and I went with a hunter. As a wise man once said, even a blind person can play a hunter. And I started with actually exploring the sounds near me, so I can see what's going on and what's around me. Now, the biggest issue for me was the camera. The camera was my #1 enemy here. So what I decided to do is not to move my mouse at all, just to make sure that I have consistent runs. Because if I move my mouse, I'm gonna move my camera, and from there everything is lost. Now, as you can see, I'm doing pretty well with the hunter because it's obviously a range class and you can hit them from a distance. Now, as you can see, I'm completing the quest, I'm doing what I have to, but here's the thing, I have no idea how much I've killed. Now, I usually have an add-on for this, and the add-on tells me how many mobs I killed for my quest and when the quest is complete. Now, the problem with this is that the add-on doesn't work. I tried reinstalling the add-on, I tried pretty much everything, but still didn't work. I don't know, maybe it's an older version or something like that, but I just couldn't get it to work. And since I couldn't hear how many mobs I killed or if the quest is completed, pretty much this is a fail when it comes to completing the quests. Now, I didn't want to give up that easily, so what I wanted to try at least to see if you can walk from Northshire all the way to Goldshire with a blindfold. So the goal for this was to use the fences. As you can see, I'm running towards the fence right now, and when you hear this word on the add-on,
stuck,
that means you're in the right path, because the add-on will tell you when you're stuck and the character basically doesn't move at all. Now, this audio cue is perfect because that way I can position myself in the next right direction. So I'm bouncing from a fence to another fence. Basically from here now on, just hold W key until you hear the next stuck.
Stuck.
Now from here, you gotta take, I believe it was 10 steps back, and you gotta make 8 button presses towards the right side. Now, if you do it correctly, you're gonna position yourself perfectly to hear the third stuck.
Stuck.
Now from here it's pretty simple, you just turn around 5 times to the left, and you keep going until you hear the grass. Once you hear the grass, you know you're in Elwyn Forest. Now that's easier said than done, obviously. So what I did is put on the blindfold, attempted a few runs, This is actually one of my failed runs. As you guys can see, I did hear the stuck, but for some reason I didn't turn enough and end up failing the run. Now on this run, this is probably the luckiest I've ever been. As you can see, I was supposed to go towards the fence. For some reason I went towards the tree, but what I did, I hurt the stuck, and as luck will have it, I actually made the perfect left turn and my character kept going on. Now I have no idea how I didn't get stuck here between the fence, but as you guys can see, I kept going.
Stuck.
And we reached the second stuck. Now I did the steps perfectly, but for some reason maybe I pressed the D key longer than I was supposed to, and this is what happened. Now I waited here for the horsemen to pass because I couldn't hear them well, and I was just adjusting my volume just to make sure I was hearing everything right. And when they passed, I resumed forward. You guys can hear the fountain on my right side. Now I wasn't supposed to pass this fountain, and you'll see here that I actually realized that.
Stuck.
So I decided to go back and see if I was on the right spot. Now I don't know how I did this perfectly. For some reason I made the perfect left turn and I got to Elven Forest, and I thought I was actually looking through the blindfold, but I looked through the footage and as you guys can see, I didn't even look at all. Now here is what confused me. I wasn't supposed to hear another stuck. I decided to look through the blindfold and see where I was because I couldn't orient myself and I didn't know where I was. Now the final attempt is gonna be seeing if I can start from these two guards over here all the way to Goldshire. Now I don't know why I haven't thought about it before on my previous runs, but I thought about it now. I can use the sound from the concrete and that way I can orient myself properly. Now as you guys can see, if I hear the gravel sound, that means I'm going towards the grass. That means I'm going towards the wrong way. So I take a few steps back, and once I hear the concrete again, that means I'm moving towards the right place. Obviously I'm not gonna edit this clip, I'm gonna leave it like that because I don't want you guys to think that I was cheating, editing the clip and all that. Now here, I don't know how I oriented myself so perfectly, but it worked out.
Stuck.
This stuck kind of confused me a little bit, but as you guys can see again, I just followed my instincts and I stuck to the concrete sound. As you guys can see, I just heard the discovery sound, which is when you discover a new city. That probably means that I made it to Goldshire, but I just wanted to continue just to make sure I was right there. Now here, I'm turning my head because I was actually hearing the players that were running around. And I thought this was a dead server and no one was playing, but it turns out that you can hear actually a few more people playing. Once I heard that, I knew that the challenge was at least halfway done. And yeah, I was pretty happy with the progress. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know down below. Let me know if you want me to continue trying with the quests and complete the whole run like I was supposed to. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video right here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.